Hello again, everyone. It's March 17th, 2021. I don't plan these videos. I just do them as I feel like I need to. And I was talking with a friend last night and I decided I'm going to do a video today. And I never, months ago, would have thought I would have done this kind of video. But basically, I'm going to be talking about what you can do to succeed in nursing school. Now, I'm a first semester new nursing student. So who am I to give tips on how to do well? Well, I will let you judge for yourself, but I will say that currently I'm very thankful to be holding basically straight A's in my classes, and where I was prior was a completely different story. So I like helping people, I always have, and a couple of things I actually wrote down because I want to try to get some information out. The first thing is, when I was living in Los Angeles, I remember I went up to I assumed she was a trainer. She was in great shape, and I had just moved there, and I was starting to train there, and I wasn't trying to pick her up or anything weird. I just said, you know, you really look great. And she had such an attitude, such a stick-upper, you know what. That just turns me off. I am far from perfect, obviously, but I don't try to, with any of my accomplishments or things I do, I just don't like to carry myself that way. It really turns me off, and I'm approachable, and if I can help anybody, you know, come up to me in school, or you can email me or here or whatever. I really like helping people, and I just don't like to meet people like that in any field. It just really turns me off, no matter how good they may be at a chosen field. The only thing that may not pertain exactly to this video, but I'm going to share anyway, is that, you know, life is short. I say this all the time. I'm always aware of time, and the other day this ad came up for Castle Grayskull. Basically an exact replica from this item that came out in, I think, 81, 82. And I don't want to do TMI, but I had a hernia when I was in 4th grade. There was, as it was explained to me, something was wrapped around one of my testes, and they had to go in there and open me up, and it was 4th grade, and it was terrible, and I missed a week of school, and fortunately, I'm 45 now, I'm fine, but I remember my parents brought me Wheeljack, which was my first transformer. This was around 1984, I think this happened, and actually it was. And they brought me Castle Grayskull, so the He-Man playset. So I got my credit card out yesterday, and I ordered this thing because it brings me back, and I miss my parents, and it brings back memories of yesteryear. So, you know, I'm not saying go and buy your own Castle Grayskull, but life is short, and if it makes you happy, it doesn't affect anybody, do it, damn it. Let me give you some tips, all right? The first thing I want to say is I sent an email a few weeks ago to the head of the program and some other people, and I really just wanted to thank them. I don't know how often these people get just a genuine thank you email, not asking for anything, and I just wanted to let them know thank you for this opportunity again. And a day or two had passed, and the head of the program sent me an email, which she said, you know, I've basically been keeping an eye on you. I'm very proud of you. We believe in you. I was blown away. This email is about as important to me as one of my bodybuilding trophies. I mean, it signifies that not only does the head of the program and other people believe in me, but that I can do this. So if you get any feedback from anybody or someone high above or anyone that believes in you, you hold those people tight and you be thankful. So that's the first thing I want to say. I also want to say, you know, I was very broken. And I've said this before, that last time wasn't my time. Everybody goes through things in life, but I was broken. I had no confidence in myself. Despite all my other accomplishments, I had my 15th published fitness book come out. I have books all over the world and all these things, but it doesn't matter what you've done, as I've said before, if you're not feeling good about yourself. I was in a very dismal place. I also am not complaining because it is an honor. You don't just say, I'm going to go to nursing school. You have to work, and you have to apply and be chosen and selected. So I was grateful for that from day one, and but I didn't know at all how to study for it. It's very different than any other course I've ever seen before, or any other curriculum. It is what they say, critical thinking. So here's some things. The first thing is, it's not competitive. It may have been competitive for us to get in. I know there's a limited amount of seats, but it doesn't hurt me at all to wish all my fellow students well. I do, and for all them to pass. Now, not everybody makes it, and that's in any field. I assume in the armed forces, I would assume not everybody makes it past boot camp and any other endeavor. I hope we all make it. I can tell you for a fact that the teachers hope we make it. I hope we all make it. There's no need to be competitive. So I'm here to help people. I have nothing to hide or anything. If people, want to talk to me or I'm here to help. So what are things that I do? Well, I can tell you this. The first attitude I have is to do now, not later. I think I'm the only person in this semester, and I may be wrong, but I think that has already turned in. There's a cultural study requirement for a math class, and there's a pharmacology case study assignment. They're not due for some time. I've already turned them in. If you have extra time, why wait till later? Just do it now. I'm trying to get things out of my way. Next week is a big week. We have a med terminology final, and just thinking about it, this test, and I pray I get through it just the one time. I do not want to take that again. So my efforts are going into preparing for these two tests and studying, and when I have spare time, I try to knock out other things. I'll be honest with you, the only thing I haven't really started yet, and I plan to today, because I texted a classmate earlier that I would, is these care plans. So get to things now, don't wait for later. The other thing is I think you have to be obsessed, and I mean that, to succeed in this program. When I was a competitive bodybuilder, I was obsessed. That doesn't mean hours in the gym, that doesn't mean starvation, but it means a very clear, practical, balanced focus. And a good example I can give you is Pantera is one of my favorite bands, and Daryl Dimebag Abbott, who was, I believe, shot on stage in December of '04, was probably the greatest metal guitarist in the world. I read about him, and when he was a kid, he was so obsessed with the guitar and the band Kiss that he would literally go to the bathroom with the guitar. Now, there's no doubt that the guy became great and the best in the world at what he did. You have to be obsessed. I'm not going to be gratuitous, but when I'm in the bathroom, I have study materials with me. I just went to the gym before I did cardio. You can bet I was going through midterm and things, trying to make the good usage of time. So, make good usage of time, be obsessed. The other thing is to find out what kind of learner are you. Some people are, I think it's tactical or visual, or I'm auditory. I need to hear things. I remember being actually in 4th grade reading a text, and the teacher asked me what it was about afterward. I looked at her like a blank stare. I had no idea because it was boring to me. And it's funny because I'm a writer, and yet when I write, I use a lot of visual imagery, and I try to make it entertaining for me, because one thing I learned when I did bodybuilding or comedy even, or screenwriting or writing of any form, is if it makes you laugh or emote or feel, someone else will too. So, but anyway, I digress. I'm an auditory learner. I need to hear it. So that leads me to my next point, is use the tools at hand. PowerPoints with audio are worthwhile to me. The lectures are worthwhile to me. I hear them over and over again until it sinks in. The books, believe it or not, I think for me is a tremendous waste of time. Now, let me clarify. In reading it, I did read it, and I couldn't tell you what it was about. I go back now and read for clarification purposes. So if I don't understand something, or I want to, it's a little truncated, I want to learn more, I will go to the text. But I use auditory learning, PowerPoints with audio, lectures with audio, YouTube. There's usually a YouTube topic with something that pertains, if there's pharmacology and there's a drug and you need to learn adverse effects and dosage and contraindications and what class it is and all this stuff. It's usually a video on YouTube. So I'm running those all the time. The other thing is to read rationales. There's practice questions. So we have something called F.A. Davis for fundamentals. And I always do those assignments. And I do poorly the first time I go through, but I always learn because I read the rationales. And the thing is to put the big picture together. What is happening here? How's everything working interrelated and together? I think that's what is the cohesiveness of it all? I think that's a huge thing, is that. And the rationales really help to understand why this answer is right and why this answer is wrong. And by the way, and you guys know this that are in the program, a lot of times all the answers are right. So it becomes select the best answer. And the other thing, and I know I'm going to forget something. I don't want to forget, but I will share this with you. on my fridge every year. I put goal lists, and I will tell you that this year, the number one goal on my list, it basically says to achieve an 80% in semester 1 and 2. For our school, you have to have an 80 basically to pass. I don't need to be number one. I just want to pass. Because one day, when I'm an RN and I go and help and service people, they're not going to ask, probably, you know, how'd you do? Just like when I was a trainer, they didn't ask what, this is my opinion, but what certifications do you have? If they asked, I would tell them, and they usually didn't know X, Y, and Z. But the point is that you get there, you earn your way there, you know what you're talking about. And where was I going with that? I have so much going on in my head. I'm just trying to get thoughts out and help you guys. So, but I'm always conscious of, and I just recently got a magnet that says Nurse in Progress to put over my goal list. But is that Oliver? Look at that. Is that Hero? No, that's Alfred. And that's Oliver. Okay, anyway, the other two are around here outside. So the other thing is to try to think like these professors. How are they thinking? You know, what are they asking? Like, you know, it's like the only analogy I can think of is like you see in movies and TV, like, you know, to catch a criminal, you know, think like them. So maybe a poor analogy, but to get through this, think like the teachers. What do they want us to know, right? What are the big concepts? So, the other thing is to have gratitude, and everyone that sees me on campus knows that every day I'm very thankful to be there. There are days I'm very tired. I was pretty tired last week. We had a boot camp day. I kind of turned into a pumpkin at the end. I was just exhausted, but gratitude. Don't go in with a chip on your shoulder. Be thankful every day that we have this opportunity, because something the teacher said to me on the first day of class, and I never will forget this, she said, if you give a couple years of your life, you will have a license, you can go, and basically you'll always have work, and you can go and do as you please. And I have an end goal in sight here. I can run really hard for a couple of years, and it's a focused, you know, a focused methodology here. I mean, that's within all of us to do this. We can do this, but you have to be obsessed, like I said earlier, and really want to do it. The other thing I want to say, and I'm all over the place, but remember that we are working towards something. It is not competitive. We all got in, so the competition is over. We are all working toward a common goal. And the other thing I want to share with you is I'm far from perfect. When I attempted this the first time out of 7 in our skills lab, I felt like, am I the dumbest here? Am I the only one that's not getting this? Do you know how ashamed and terrible I felt about myself? Plus I had a breakup then, and I would leave just about every day and I would cry. And I don't mind sharing this with you because maybe someone else can relate here. You know, it was a really bad time for me. I openly cried after a testing situation one day. I mean, I cried in skills lab one day, and fortunately, all my teachers, and I mean every single one, were not only empathetic and caring, but I didn't even have to explain myself. And so that is why I do not walk around, no one owes me anything. I owe me. And I am very grateful. There's no sense in complaining. You know, if you don't like something, you know, some of the assignments I don't like, so for a second in my brain I go, this sucks, and then I'm like over it, and then I just do it, right? There's no sense in complaining. You know, just do it. When I wanted to win on stage, do you think I wanted to do legs when I had like no energy, no carbs in my body? No, it sucked. But I did it, and I did what I had to do because I looked at the big picture, but I also looked at dropping a brick every day. All I have to do is put this brick as best as I can today. I don't have to worry about tomorrow, I worry about today. And eventually, you know, I would have a house. Drop a brick, a carefully laid brick every day. The other thing I want to share, and I am all over the place here, but actually the good thing is I think I'm saying everything I want to say. I think the last thing I want to say was, yeah, this is good, okay. It's a long video, but the last thing I want to say is, in my case, I am compelled to succeed. Now what I mean by that is not a bumper sticker or a t-shirt or whatever, a button. I pretend as if my life is at risk. It is not, but that is my mindset, that if I don't do this, you know, it won't be good. And that was my mindset for competitive bodybuilding. That was my mindset for making books. And look, not everybody's always going to be happy for you, and that's fine. You know, that's life, because they're all masking their own insecurities and crap. So you be happy for you and be compelled to perform well. I am compelled. I will do what needs to be done to, get my degree. If that means studying late at night, if that means taking the textbook into the bathroom, if that means being exhausted and whatever it is. And by the way, I always either write it down or I have a mental checklist in my brain. I say, okay, Hollis, these are what is expected of you today. And I'm not BSing you. I really do these things. I go, this is your day. This is what you're going to do today. And then you can take a break and relax and stuff. So as I always say, I hope you got something from this. This is maybe my longest video in a while, but I just wanted to share. I hope you all succeed, and you can maybe apply this to other endeavors in life, not just nursing school, but we're all in this together, those of us in the nursing program. And I love meeting the new students. I don't know everybody's names yet, but when people come up to me and say, hey, Hollis, I'm like, hey, but I don't know everyone's names yet. So it's really cool that you guys say hi, and I just wish us all well, and that's it. Thank you. Bye.